You don't know what tomorrow brings, but somehow it feels less sharp tonight. Like the future finally learned how not to knock with all its might. Your room is lit with leftover dawn, pale gold along the wall, mismatched mugs and crumpled notes still scattered from the fall. You haven't fixed the broken blinds or folded all your clothes, but somehow you're at peace with everything that shows. The playlist hums its final track, a whisper more than song. You're wrapped up in the blanket you've been under all night long. Your eyes are lined with hours, but they're softer at the edge, like you stepped away from panic and leaned against a ledge. There's nothing grand or shiny waiting in your phone, no miracle, no message saying you're not on your own. But something in your chest has put its armor on the shelf, and trust that you can walk into the morning as yourself. Tomorrow will knock a little softer on your door. You won't feel like you must answer like a soldier in a war. You can open when you're ready, you can breathe before you speak. You're allowed to show up human, allowed to still feel weak. Tomorrow will knock a little softer, because tonight you stayed. You proved you didn't break. You just bent and then you prayed. You think about the deadlines and the emails yet unread. They're waiting in another world that's not inside your head. You'll face them when the kettle sings its small familiar tune, when sunlight through the curtains paints bright shapes across the room. You won't arrive with perfect lines or flawless steady hands, but you'll show up as someone who has learned to understand that resting isn't failure, that feeling isn't wrong, that staying through the darkest hours is its own quiet strong. You stretch your legs and feel the ache of all the nights before, but underneath the soreness is a spine that's something more, a backbone made of every time you thought you'd had enough, and still you found a gentler way of being with your stuff. Tomorrow will knock a little softer on your door. You won't feel like you must answer like a soldier in a war. You can open when you're ready, you can breathe before you speak. You're allowed to show up human, allowed to still feel weak. Tomorrow will knock a little softer, because tonight you stayed. You proved you didn't break. You just bent and then you prayed. Maybe there's no finish line where all the hurting ends, just nights like this that slowly turn old wounds into friends. You're not required to bloom on cue or shine at every turn. You're only asked to keep a heart that's still willing to learn. Tomorrow will knock a little softer, and when it calls your name, you'll answer with a smaller fear and slightly less of blame. You'll step into the morning light with sleep still in your eyes, but carrying the knowledge that you've already survived. Tomorrow knock a little softer, and if you're not quite sure, you can let the world wait 5 more minutes while you learn to feel secure. You reach to turn the lamp off, but leave it dim instead, a promise to the version of you still living in your head. It's almost morning and you're still here, but this time it doesn't feel like running. You're not trapped inside the night, you're just staying for the sunning. The clock on your wall blinks 4:03 in tired green. You've watched the hours change like channels on a TV screen. The playlist on a second loop, the room's a softer mess. You're wearing yesterday's old hoodie like a quiet kind of yes. The sky outside the window trades its ink for faded gray. Street lights look embarrassed as they slowly slip away. You'd usually feel guilty for not forcing yourself to sleep, but tonight you let the wakefulness be something you can keep. You're not awake because you're haunted, not because you're scared. You're awake because you're learning how to notice that you're there, sitting in your living room as if it were a shrine to every version of yourself that kept you still alive. You stay up to meet the morning, not to outrun yesterday. You're here to see the colors when the black begins to fade. If all that you can offer is your tired open eyes, that's enough to greet the pale blue of the skies. You stay up to meet the morning, no explanations, no apologies. You just let the soft light pour across your knees. You pick up a notebook from the pile beside your feet, flip through all the half-formed thoughts you'd written in defeat. And somewhere in the margins there's a line you never saw, a tiny sentence blooming through your messy crooked scrawl. It says, one day it won't feel like this, but you can't skip tonight. You read it in the early dawn and smile at how it's right. You're living out the promise made by someone who was you, the version that believed you'd make it to this view. You take a sip of water that tastes fresher than before, listen to the quiet of the neighbors through the floor. For once the empty hallway doesn't echo like a doubt, it's just a route that you don't have to figure out. You stay up to meet the morning, not to outrun yesterday. You're here to see the colors when the black begins to fade. If all that you can offer is your tired open eyes, that's enough to greet the pale blue of the skies. You stay up to meet the morning, no explanations, no apologies. You just let the soft light pour across your knees. You don't know the dawn, a better version of yourself. You can show up with your questions stacked like books upon a shelf. The sunrise doesn't measure if you've healed or if you've grown. It just lights up every angle of the place you call your own. You stay up to meet the morning just because you wanted to prove that you can choose the day the same way it chose you. And if tomorrow asks you how you made it through the night, you'll say, I didn't run this time, I stayed to see the light. You stay up to meet the morning with your headphones slightly loud. Somewhere in this quiet, fragile hour, you're quietly proud. The first bird sings, the city stirs. You press pause, but not on you, just on the words. You wake up in the middle of the night and realize it doesn't hurt as loud. No fireworks, no revelations, just a gentler kind of cloud. There's no moment you can circle on the calendar and say, that's when everything got better, when the pain just went away. It's more like how a bruise fades without asking for applause. How one night you stop rehearsing every tiny vanished cause. You're curled up on a sofa, same blanket as before, same playlist hums in circles on the speakers by the door. The rain still finds the window like it always used to do, but somewhere in the rhythm it's not only about you. You still remember faces, names and words that didn't land, but they no longer pull you underwater where you stand. It's not that you're not broken, it's that you're not just that. There's room beside the aching for some other kind of fact. Healing never makes a sound, it doesn't crash or call you out. It grows between the moments when you think think you're still the same, quietly rearranging how you hold your own name. Healing never makes a sound, it's in the breaths you take right now. In the way the night feels softer, though the rain still hits the glass. You're still you, but the storm is starting not to last. You answer one small message you've been dodging for a week, not with perfect shining words, just the truth you meant to speak. You stand up, wash the dishes that had lived beside the sink. No orchestra erupts, but somehow you can think. You smile at some dumb video instead of scrolling on, and notice that your laughter doesn't feel like it's on loan. You wrap your arms around yourself without a second thought, and realize that kind of gesture used to feel like something odd. The room is still the same, the couch, the cup, the floor, but you're not walking barefoot in the glass like before. The shards are swept to corners, taped into a frame. You're still carrying the picture, but it doesn't weigh the same. Healing never makes a sound, it doesn't crash or call you out. It grows between the moments when you think you're still the same, quietly rearranging how you hold your own name. Healing never makes a sound, it's in the breaths you take right now. In the way the night feels softer, though the rain still hits the glass. You're still you, but the storm is starting not to last. The storm is starting not to last. It's not a final chapter, there's no credits rolling yet. Just fewer nights where every small mistake becomes a net. More minutes where the mirror looks like someone you could trust. More evenings where surviving feels like more than just a must. Healing never makes a sound, but if you listen closely now, you'll hear it in the quiet ways you show up just for you, in the gentle things you let yourself go through. Healing never makes a sound, but it's here in this room somehow, in the fact you're still awake and letting music fill the space. You're already giving her a little less of you to chase. The rain keeps falling like it always will, but you exhale, and for the first time you don't feel quite as still. Behind the rows of tired windows, the ocean breathes you in. Somewhere past the concrete, something older still begins. You live on the 10th floor, no horizon in your view. Just antennas, brick and billboards painted in electric blue. But if you crack the window, let the city hum follow, you swear you hear a distant tide beneath the traffic flow. It's in the fading sirens in the subway's distant sigh, and how the breeze between the towers carries salted sky. You close your eyes and suddenly the walls don't feel as near. There's something bigger out there holding up your quiet fear. You're not just this apartment in the nights that feel too long. There's an ocean breathing somewhere, steady as a song. You let that unseen shoreline rearrange your senses small. If the wave can keep on going, maybe you can too, after all. Ocean breathing behind the building, soft and patient, never yielding, even when you cannot see. It's moving quietly. Ocean breathing behind the buildings, making space for all your feelings. If the tide can ebb and flow, you're allowed to take it slow. to the bay, street lights turning into stars reflected off the waves. Some stranger leans on railings where the city meets the sea. You don't know them, but you share this sleepless gravity. They're listening to their own thoughts, just like you behind your glass. Different stories, same old night that refuses still to pass. The thought that someone else feels this makes you less alone. Thousands of apartments, but one ocean under stone. You press your palm against the sill and feel the cooling air. Imagine all the distances it traveled to be there, carrying a hint of salt from where the dark hits shore, bringing proof of something constant underneath the urban roar. Ocean breathing behind the building, soft and patient, never yielding, even when you cannot see. It's moving quietly. Ocean breathing behind the buildings, making space for all your feelings. If the tide can ebb and flow, you're allowed to take it slow. You don't have to fix the world before the morning train. You can let the bigger rhythm wash around your pain. There's a pulse beyond your heartbeat that's been going on for years. A soundtrack for the nights when you outgrow your own fears. Ocean breathing behind the buildings, keeping time while you are healing. You're a wave inside a sea of quiet company. Ocean breathing behind the building, you exhale and start believing. If the water never quits the shore, maybe you can stay once more. The city falls asleep, the ocean never does. You find yourself somewhere between the two of them. Enough. Enough. The silence doesn't stand across the room tonight. It pulls a chair beside you, settles in the same small light. You used to fear the moments when the talking disappeared, when nothing filled the spaces and your worries reappeared. But now the hush that follows every fading song inside feels less like something broken and more like clear blue sky. Your playlist dims the background, more a heartbeat than a shield. You let the quiet press its palm against the parts unhealed. No notifications buzzing like alarms inside your hand. Just a soft, patient distance between you and what you can't stand. You count the tiny sounds that never made the script, that tick beneath the windowsill, the faucet's gentle drip. You realize that the quiet isn't empty, isn't wrong, it's just the space where you can finally hear your own song. Silence pulls a chair beside you, doesn't ask for any proof, doesn't need you to be better, doesn't need you to be smooth. It just sits and shares the air like an old familiar friend who knows you don't need answers, you just need the night to end. You lean back, close your eyes, and let the darkness rest. No more rewinding faces, no more second guess. The room turns into somewhere you can actually exhale, a harbor for the shipwrecks you've been trying not to tell. You hear the softest hum inside the wall, a hidden tone. It's almost like the building sings to keep you not alone. The quiet folds around you like an oversized old coat, making room for every part of you you never wrote. You whisper whisper little phrases only silence understands. Not quite prayers, not declarations, just unpolished plans. The chair across from you stays empty, but you don't, because tonight you've learned that being with yourself can also be home. Silence pulls a chair beside you, doesn't ask for any proof, doesn't need you to be better, doesn't need you to be smooth. It just sits and shares the air like an old familiar friend who knows you don't need answers, you just need the night to end. Maybe healing isn't thunder, isn't fireworks and light. Maybe it's a quiet evening where you're finally alright, where silence is a witness, not a threat you have to fight, where doing nothing counts as choosing you tonight. Silence pulls a chair beside you, and you let it take a place. Let the hush between the notes become a softer kind of space. You're not waiting to be rescued or to prove you're doing fine. You're just breathing with the quiet, and for once, that's by design. The playlist loops, the volume low, the silence stays, and you let go. Steam curls from the muck, then slowly disappears. Somehow the more the coffee cools, the less you feel your fears. You've rehated the same drink 3 times already tonight. Each time you get distracted by a thought that feels too bright. The rain taps gentle rhythms on the glass beside your chair. You wrap both hands around the cup like someone else is there. Your playlist hums along the edge of every fragile thought, a melody for promises you gave but never got. The caffeine's almost useless now, but still you hold it close. A small warm explanation for the shadows you outgrow. You used to rush through evenings like a tunnel towards the dawn. Now you sit and watch the seconds stretch themselves along. The mug cools down, but something else begins to glow. The part of you that's kinder than the one you used to know. Mugs go cold, heart gets warm. You're learning how to weather your own storm, letting little comforts stay until they're done. You don't have to run. Mugs go cold, heart gets warm. You're softer now than when you were reborn. If all you do tonight is sit and feel, that's already real. You scroll through old reminders, clear the ones that don't belong. Cancel plans you made to keep from feeling something wrong. You send a gentle no instead of disappearing slow. A simple act of honesty you used to let go. The clock above the TV moves with lazy certainty. You're not behind, you're just allowed to finally see. Self-care isn't scented candles burning in a row. Sometimes it's a lukewarm drink and saying, I don't know. You rest your cheek against your palm and let your shoulders drop. There's nowhere you have to be, no train you have to stop. The mug's gone cold, but still it holds the warmth of where you've been. And so does every scar that's slowly softening within. Mugs go cold, heart gets warm. You're learning how to weather your own storm, letting little comforts stay until they're done. You don't have to run. Mugs go cold, heart gets warm. You're softer now than when you were reborn. If all you do tonight is sit and feel, that's already real. You don't need a grand epiphany or some cinematic scene. Just quiet, honest minutes where you're finally on your team. The mug, the rain, the worn-out couch, the buzzing kitchen light, they're all small witnesses to you choosing you tonight. Mugs go cold, heart gets warm. This kind of peace survives the storm. Nothing in this room is shouting that you must be more. You're enough to fill the silence and the floor. Mugs go cold, heart gets warm. You hold yourself in your own arms. If all you prove tonight is that you stayed, that's how healing's made. You take one last slow sip that tastes like almost gone, and realize for once you're glad the night is long. The neighbors turn the music off, but your mind turned the volume up. Silence pours around you, and your thoughts begin to erupt. The refrigerator hum becomes a distant second band. Your heartbeat plays the main line you can't quite understand. Shadows stretch along the wall like questions without names. Every crack in plaster spells out all your hidden blame. You lie back on the carpet, stare at nothing on the ceiling. Every stray regret you've buried starts to crawl up through the feeling. Your to-do list, your mistakes, all the almost in between, they flicker like projections on an empty movie screen. You try counting breaths instead of counting every loss, but each inhale finds a memory you thought you'd already crossed. You turn the music just a little louder in your ears, trying to drown the chorus of your private quiet fears. Thoughts getting loud in a quiet room, echoes of the day still dragging through the gloom. You didn't ask for an after hours review of your life, but the mind loves midnight more than it loves light. Thoughts getting loud in a quiet room, but the beat in your headphones builds a softer bloom. If you can't turn them off, you can turn them into sound, and let the rhythm hold the noise until it calms down. You replay conversations, edit lines you never said, rewrite every ending in the safety of your head. What if you had spoken up? What if you'd walked away? What if you had loved yourself enough to choose to stay? The glow from your old laptop paints your skin entire blue. Dozens of unfinished projects blinking back at you. You close them one by one until it's only this one screen. A playlist and a quiet night that's heavier than it seems. You let the kick drum steady out the chaos in your chest. The hi-hat marks the seconds where you try to take a rest. A synth line draws a gentle line between what hurts and you. You ride it like a lifeline, like a small and hidden truth. Thoughts getting loud in a quiet room, echoes of the day still dragging through the gloom. You didn't ask for an after hours review of your life, but the mind loves midnight more than it loves light. Thoughts getting loud in a quiet room, but the beat in your headphones builds a softer bloom. If you can't turn them off, you can turn them into sound, and let the rhythm hold the noise until it calms down. You're allowed to pause the trial running in your head. Not every half-remembered moment has to be reread. Let the bassline take the weight you keep beneath your ribs. Let the snare heads catch the worries that you never let them give. Let the starts getting loud in a What's left is just a softer version of you. You fall into the same old corner, and the cushions sigh your name. The room has watched you break before. It knows you're not the same. The couch remembers your weight from winter, from last June, from nights you came back laughing, and from nights you felt too soon. There's an imprint in the fabric where you always tend to sit, a quiet little crater where your heart keeps learning to admit. You sink into the dent like dropping back into a scene where someone else was next to you, saying what they didn't mean. Remote between your fingers, but you don't press play at all. You let the silence stream on loop across the wall. Every crease in the pillow has a story you don't tell. Coffee stains like constellations only you can read so well. You stare at them and wonder why the past still feels this near, why empty cushions feel more full than anyone this year. The couch remembers your weight when you were trying not to cry. It holds the echoes of the nights you didn't know how to say goodbye. It doesn't ask you to move on, doesn't tell you to be strong. It just knows exactly where you go when everything feels wrong. There's a ghost of someone's laughter caught between the seams. It slips out when you close your eyes and have forgotten dreams. The blanket draped along the back one's covered more than you now. It's just a folding memory of what you used to do. You pick at threads that used to anchor both your tangled legs, try to pull a different future from these unraveling threads. But all that comes is one more line about the way it hurt, one more silent evening melting into midnight dirt. You reach across the empty space the way you did back then. Your fingers close on nothing, but the gesture stays again. The cushions don't recoil, they simply sink and stay, like they're quietly agreeing you were right to walk away. The couch remembers your weight when you were trying not to cry. It holds the echoes of the nights you didn't know how to say goodbye. It doesn't ask you to move on, doesn't tell you to be strong. It just knows exactly where you go when everything feels wrong. You're not stuck inside this fabric, you're not sewn into the seams. You can stand up when you're ready, you can rewrite all these scenes. But for now it's okay to fall back into this familiar shape, to let the furniture forgive you for the feelings you can't shake. The couch remembers your weight, but it won't keep you in the past. It only holds you softly while the hardest moments pass. If all tonight can give you is a place to fall apart, then let these cushions memorize the outline of your heart. Breathe out once, the room breathes in. The couch keeps every version of the place you've been. Outside your window, the city yawns in blue and gold. You watch it blink slower, like it's finally getting old. Taillights crawl along the avenue like sleepy fireflies. Office towers dim their screens. One by one they close their eyes. Buses move like tired thoughts, circling the same old streets. Late shift workers drift back home with heavy, dragging feet. You lean against the window frame, forehead on the glass, letting all the rushing hours soften as they pass. The billboard girl stops smiling when the ad loop cuts to black. Even the corner store looks ready to relax. You trace a fading raindrop with your fingertip. Watch it chase its quiet ending in a trembling slip. The noise grows thin, the skyline loses height. You feel the city's pulse slow down beneath the night. Let the city close its eyes. You don't have to keep it bright. You can dim your own heart too. There's no one left to fight. Every window blinking off is one less thing to be. Let the city fall asleep and leave the waking up to me. A siren fades into a lullaby somewhere beyond your view. Someone laughs on a distant street then disappears from you. The cafe sign goes dark, chairs turned upside down. All the conversations folded into silence in this town. You switch your phone to airplane mode and toss it on the bed. No more news, no more numbers, no more voices in your head. The hum of your old fridge becomes the softest band you hold tonight, like seashells cupped inside your hands. A stranger on a balcony turns off their last light too. For one brief quiet second you feel less alone than you. The clouds lie low, the sky forgets to shine. You let your shoulders fall a notch below the line. Let the city close its eyes. You don't have to keep it bright. You can dim your own heart too. There's no one left to fight. Every window blinking off is one less thing to be. Let the city fall asleep and leave the waking up to me. You're not the traffic, you're not the rush, you're not the deadlines beating like a drum. You're just a person in a quiet room, watching the outside finally come undone. Let the city close its eyes, let yourself fall out of frame. You don't need to carry every distant flickering flame. When the skyline melts to shadows and the streets forget to shine, you can close your tired eyes and make this small night only mine. Somewhere a train still rattles through the dark, but here it's just a far away and harmless beating heart. The door clicks shut behind you and the city finally lets you go. A single lamp spills quiet light across the floor. You drop your keys into the same small bowl by the door. Jacket slides off your shoulders like the day falling to the floor. Shoes half kicked under the couch, you don't even care if they align. The hallway hum still rings inside your tired spine. Your phone lights up, but you flip it face down. You're done explaining why you're always worn out now. The air tastes like leftover coffee and faint perfume. You stand in the doorway, not ready to cross the room. Your heartbeat keeps the rhythm of the trains outside. Street lights paint slow rivers on the ceiling where you hide. You breathe in once, you let it out too slow. trying to leave the office in the elevator 3 floors below. The lamp's still on when you get home, waiting in the quiet. A soft small sun that understands you're too tired to fight it. You fall into the light like it's the only thing that stayed. Let it hold the parts of you that didn't make it through the day. You scroll past messages you don't wanna read tonight. Little blue dots feel heavier than neon signs outside. You mute another group that keeps on making plans. You can't be the bright one holding everyone's hands. Microwave hums but you forget to press start. You're somewhere between the hallway and your own heart. A half-read book waits open on the chair. Every line knows you've been stuck halfway there. The room is small but suddenly it feels so wide. Like every quiet corner has a place for you to hide. You breathe in twice, the second one goes deep. Letting go of promises you know you couldn't keep. The lamp's still on when you get home, waiting in the quiet. A soft small sun that understands you're too tired to fight it. You fall into the light like it's the only thing that stayed. Let it hold the parts of you that didn't make it through the day. You don't need to be okay for anyone in here. The shadows on the wall don't ask you to appear. You can leave your thoughts like baggage by the door. Nobody's checking tickets, no one's keeping score. The lamp's still on when you get home. You let your body sink into the faded cushions where you're allowed to overthink. If all that you can manage is to breathe and just exist, this little patch of yellow light is proof you're still not missed. The lamp's still on when you get home. It doesn't ask you why. It only draws a softer line between the world and you tonight. You turn the volume up just enough to drown the day in the whisper of a song that says it's okay to stay.